A Sunday matinee for the Lions to meet the moment. Orlando City B host Eastern Conference leaders Crown Legacy FC as they try to keep up with the pack in the hunt for the playoffs. Thanks so much for joining us here from Osceola Heritage Park. I'm Philip Galati for MLSNextPro.com and One Football. It has been a tight race all year long in the East in MLS Next Pro as we take a look at the standings coming into tonight's match. Crown Legacy FC, the first team in the East to punch their tickets. They're going back to the playoffs for the first time since 2024. Orlando down in 12th, but just 4 points off the playoff line. Remember, the top 8 teams in each conference will move on to the postseason. 3 have already fallen by the wayside in the East. Orlando very much still in the running, but they need a big night tonight. Take a look at the starting lineup for both sides, trying to get it done. Orlando have called upon some reinforcements and some familiar faces as well for the home faithful to cheer on the purple and gold. Tristan Himes, the Florida native, making his 12th start in between the posts. It's a back four with Clovis Archange on the left, Parker Amumensa on the right. Double pivot in midfield. Justin Hilton making his 9th start of the season next to Ignacio Gomez. And then the 3 across from them, there's some talent here. Matt Belgadere on the right. On the left, rather, it's Issa Haruna on the right. A little bit of a flip-flop as Gustavo Garaballo plays the 10. Pedro Leal leads the lineup top with 8 goals to his name so far this season. As for Crown Legacy FC, well, they're top of the Eastern Conference, and that's thanks in large part to their front 3. Hugo Mbong with 13 goals on the season, trying to keep pace on the Golden Boot race after second place Alex Krell notched a hat-trick last night for Chattanooga. Magic Small is capable of plenty of magic in those boots on the left-hand side. Nathan Richmond on the right providing goals and assists. 16 goal contributions all year long for the Atlanta, Georgia native. Jaheim Wickham back into the lineup in between the posts, anchoring things at the back as Bai Koulibaly will be pulling the strings with number 20 on his jersey in the center of midfield. A largely unchanged lineup for Crown Legacy, given their success in recent weeks. Coming off of a big 3-1 win over second place Chattanooga. Hardly put a foot wrong all month. Looking to end August on a high note as Orlando will send this far and away. Orlando City B has been a bit of a puzzle this year. Had a pretty good start to the year and then really started to pick up steam towards the middle of the season. Summer months played to their favor. May, June, July, all picking up some solid results. But since then, it's been a bit of a skid. Early chance in behind, and that one not too troubling for Himes. It was a 5-1 loss last time out for Orlando to Atlanta. Arif Kovac, the current Golden Boot leader, picking up a brace in that match. Before that, a 2-0 loss to Chicago, a 3-0 loss to New York, 4-2 loss to Connecticut, and a 1-0 loss to Huntsville. Lions running out of time to turn the ship around. They finished 5th place in the East in both 2023 and 2024, but were unable to make it past the first round of the playoffs. Last year, missed the cut. They've had some really impressive individual seasons, especially in midfield and on the front line, and they're capable of scoring goals. Now it's about playing smart soccer. And to their credit, they have been on the road for quite some time. It's their first match back here in over a month. Coach Eddie Wilding telling us earlier this week it's never easy to play on the road, but especially now as the final stretch of the regular season looms large. Here's Smalls. Magic Smalls in recent weeks has found his goal-scoring boots for Crown Legacy as the flag will go up on the near side against Richmond. Smalls only had a couple of appearances earlier in the year, and then just a couple weeks ago against Huntsville, he got his first professional brace, the 19-year-old Londoner. It's a good early ball. Looked maybe a touch offside, but it was all the way toward Wickham in the end. Looking for Smalls, who was looking for a foul. Referee won't oblige. Corbin Goodyear, the center referee tonight. .86 degrees on the thermometer. Not the hottest Florida evening by any means, but still something to factor in as the night goes on. Miller making just his third start of the year in MLS Next Pro. 9th overall pick in the MLS Super Draft from the University of Michigan. Intercepted by Koulibaly. See the amount of white shirts that Crown Legacy have kept forward here. They want to win the ball back high up the pitch, create those 1v1 scenarios where their attacking players can shine, like right here with Richmond. For him, bong, and he's overhit it. A rare disconnect on the part of those two. They work so well in tandem. And all three of the forwards for Crown Legacy, as mentioned, talented dribblers. Mendoza as well. It's a great ball. First time shot off the post. What a hit. Still alive. And that one will find the back of the net. A dream start for Crown Legacy. Adrian Mendoza with the strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, Crown Legacy FC goal scored by number 89, Adrian Mendoza in the 6th minute.
Orlando shell-shocked on home soil. Just a few minutes into this one. It's a great first hit. It came off the post, and then Mendoza just sets his feet and picks out the bottom right corner. It's a wonderful hit for his second of the campaign. His 31st career appearance for Crown Legacy. Charlotte native, the first on the score sheet. Orlando looking for the immediate reply. Plenty of numbers forward in purple here, just needs a good cutback, and it's out for a corner kick. Good delivery toward Wickham. He didn't get it. One of his defenders was there. Referee says we'll do it again. For the fourth straight match, Orlando concede first. Looking for the rallying cry. Decent delivery, headed straight up by Miller. Amu Mensah tracking it. It's not clear yet. It's a total scramble, and it's saved by Wickham. Belvedere on the second chance. Archange to his left. Stands it up to the back post. Crashing header. Not quite there. The volley deflected. Richmond gets a toe poke on it. And Crown Legacy looking a bit out of sorts at the back. This is a scrappy opportunity, all about staying in the fight. Archange vying for it. Then it was Okonski stretching for it. 17-year-old Orlando native. There is no scenario this weekend where Orlando would be mathematically eliminated. Again, only 4 points back. Absolutely achievable, especially the way this team has played in moments this year. Crown Legacy brimming with confidence now, as Richmond will get called for the foul. Head coach Eddie Wilding told us a little earlier this year, the importance of starting the game well, of course, can't be understated. As Mendoza tries to craft another opportunity, player goes down off the ball. Play will go on. Coach Wilding said it's all about how this team responds. Not making the game more difficult for ourselves than it needs to be. There wasn't a ton they could do about that goal. It was a great shot off the post, and Mendoza with an even better chance able to finish it off. And look at the purple shirts forward here. Some speed on the ball from Caraballo. Belvedere to his left. First time pullback is sent away. Looked like Matthew Belvedere was eyeing up the shot there, but you could see the pass just took him a little wide. It wasn't the best decision. Now Wickham with the chance to reset with his feet. Jaheim Wickham grew up in Brampton, Ontario. About a 3-hour drive from where he started his college career at Syracuse in New York. Was on the roster as the #2 goalkeeper when they lifted the national championship back in 2022. And finished his senior year here in the Sunshine State with USF. Was co-conference goalkeeper of the year at that. #1 on that Syracuse team, Russell Shealy, was also a former Crown Legacy goalkeeper. And the #3, Tomas Hutt, was signed this year by New York Red Bulls too. Star-studded goalkeeping class there. Here's Okonski, had that look at the other end. Gomez. It's a good find. Some space on that far side, too. Leao was a little bit deeper in midfield. He's trying to catch up. It's a good sliding challenge from Micah Thomas. The positioning of Pedro Leao will be one to watch tonight, number 90 for Orlando. Plays that point forward role at number 9, but can also drop into midfield. Just be an extra body in the build-up. He's given that freedom to roam. But has to be able to have the legs and the stamina to get there on the break when Orlando want to counter. Clever idea on the back heel. It's going to work out for Subotic. Mishit it a bit. Smalls picks up the slack and switches it for Nathan Richmond. Brought down beautifully. One-on-one with Archange, goes over. Referee says corner kick. See the speed of Nathan Richmond there, lowering his left shoulder, going to work, trying to get that inside lane, that leverage against his defender. One more look at it. Right there, how he drops the shoulder and then just loses his balance a bit. Not enough in that for a penalty. I think the referee's got that right. But Nathan Richmond, not someone that the Orlando fans will want to see in green grass, that's for sure. He's got some wheels. Richmond, another college champion on this Crown Legacy roster with Clemson. And he'll stand over the corner kick as well. Very spread out in the 18-yard box. A lot of movement now. Lifted to the back post and punched away by Hines. Bit of a different look from that corner kick than what we've seen this season from Crown Legacy. Usually it's much more clustered. Around one particular spot or even the goalkeeper. Instead, it's two players in the 6-yard box and everybody else at the back post. Mendoza, the goal scorer, waits at the top of the penalty arc. Ready to feed off any scraps. Smalls on the right, whipped in. First to it is Gomez. Mendoza will try and reset, but it's intercepted. Can't make the challenge, and here's Leao. Urged forward. Finds Caraballo, one-on-one, trying to chop it back, and he's well defended. Still alive. Clever pass to find Belgadere. Back into the mix. Away only as far as Clovis Archange. Continues his run on the turn. Is Ignacio Gomez, and a Lerner corner kick. That's well defended from Crown Legacy in the end. Tracking the runners, keeping players goal side. It's a really difficult effort from Gomez, almost a blind shot to spin all the way around and have a hit. Swung in toward the back post. Wickham once again going up for it. Didn't get there. There's a player down. The referee will have to stop this. Any sort of suspected head or neck injury has to be an immediate stoppage per the most recent updated laws of the game. And, of course, player safety paramount. Take another look at it. Again, Wickham doesn't get there. It looks like Leao who goes down, as well as a player for Crown Legacy. It's the second corner kick where Jaheim Wickham tries to go up for it and is second to it. Athletic trainers quickly on the field to make sure everyone's all right. little more than a quarter of an hour played here in Kissimmee. Adrian Mendoza with the lone strike thus far in the 6th minute. Some other matches going on as well in MLS Next Pro, but the one that concerns the Eastern Conference is at Barron Stadium in Rhode Island. New England Revolution 2 currently leading Huntsville 1-0, their final home match of the year. Marcos Zambrano, the goal scorer in that match. Down for Crown Legacy is Jack Neely. He'll be looked at as well. Neely has been an integral part of the first 11 over the last couple weeks. Crown Legacy on pace for their best ever season in MLS Next Pro. 51 points coming into tonight. Their previous record was 45 back when they most recently made the playoffs in 2024. That was good enough to finish 8th in the East that year. Just about sneaking in, but lost to penalties against Philadelphia Union 2 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Here's another look at that strike from Mendoza. It was a first shot from way out by Subotic that hit the left post, and then the far right side was just fine for Mendoza. It was an excellent hit, and now play will restart with both Neely and Leao off the pitch. This portion of the match is brought to you by Orlando Health. Choose well. So per the on-field injury rule that started in MLS Next Pro before being adopted in this year's FIFA World Cup, both players will need to stay off the field for a little bit. Just make sure they're all right, can clear the necessary protocols from the athletic staff, and then they'll be welcomed back on if they are deemed ready to continue. So 10 apiece for now, temporarily. As Neely has already been motioned back on, so is Leao, and right on cue, it's 11-11. Clever turn. He's done well to stay with it there. There's a big push from behind, and it's a legal challenge for the ball, says the referee. Certainly some force in that. But the assistant referee had the best view. Saw it as shoulder to shoulder. Physicality and discipline is something that Crown Legacy in particular will have to keep mind of. You don't want any yellow card accumulations headed into the playoffs. Hugo Mbong is on 4. William Sangokiza as well. Magic Smalls has a couple to his name. Bayi Coulibaly has 6. And Richmond with 5. Leao. Creative idea. Oh, the first touch is well read there. It was Issa Haruna scampering onto it. Winning the second ball and keeping this one alive now with Hilton. You can hear the constant communication from the Crown Legacy back line. Some real leaders back there with Andrew Thomas and Jack Neely. Bayi Coulibaly as well in midfield. Just so in sync, this Crown Legacy side. Difficult to put them off their stride, especially when they've got the early goal, as Smalls will push Amu Mensah off his stride. Kevin Sawchek on the far side, not quite agreeing with the decision. First joined the club in 2023. Coach Sawchek served as an interim when they went to the playoffs in 2024. Had a 10-year playing career as a professional as well under his belt, mainly in Finland. Oh, well intercepted. That's a poor giveaway, but Crown Legacy really could have done more with that. That's a mishit, though. They'll get another opportunity with Richmond. Setting it back, and the first time shot from Coulibaly. Well over the mark. Well, it's two really unforced mistakes from Orlando there, and they may find themselves fortunate to not be punished with the second goal. Coulibaly just leaning all the way back, never got over the top of the ball. And it's another mistake from Orlando, trying to play out of the back. And the Crown Legacy press has been suffocating thus far. Richmond to take again. A little bit of a different setup on this corner kick now for Crown Legacy. Mbong causing trouble in the goal. It's towards him. Himes beat him to it with 2 fists. Haruna wins another duel. He's been a bright spot early on for this side. Just industrious bit of play. Doing the dirty work. Oh, lovely challenge that from Smalls. And he's still going here. Richmond. Couldn't get the nutmeg. Back for Smalls. Subotic. Clipped in. Richmond trying to stretch for it. Forces the clearance. Been a very narrow game thus far. Crown Legacy trying to really stretch things now. That's where they succeed with that front three, but in the same wavelength, they're able to play those 5, 10-yard passes, 1, 2 touch. The link-up play, second to none in the East this year. And the table reflects that. Alchange was part of the Generation Adidas Cup winning side for the Orlando City U18s back when he was just 16. Helton's back heel doesn't come off. Richmond. Brave block from Archange. And now Orlando's turn to step up a little bit. Neely in a spot of bother. This portion of the match is brought to you by Inter & Co., your next financial super app. And the official financial institution of Orlando City. Koulibaly. Reset for Wickham. Second ball wide open for Mbong, and he's won it. Options with him. And the pass for Smalls is overhit. It's scuffed in the end by Micah Thomas, who had to track all the way back. Back in position now. Archange once again. Archange. Toe poke is a nice idea. Stood up. Late runner. Caraballo has the overlap. Nobody was there at the near post. Orlando doing a nice job of keeping the ball in the final third here, but need a little bit more communication with the runners. Leao wants it on his noggin. Instead, kept on the floor. Appeals for a push. Referee not interested. That was late. Referee has a look, doesn't see an advantage, and will now bring it back. And the Orlando fans want the foul at the other end, but they won't get it. Clever header back. Whoa. Maybe a bit too clever. Mbong was ready for it. Hugo Mbong with 13 goals this year. Trying to keep pace in the Golden Boot race. His first year with Crown Legacy after scoring a brace last time out. Here's Leao. Haruna. On the left, 1-1! Well, he's been fantastic all night, and he gets a well-deserved goal to bring Orlando back level. So much time and space. Settles it out of his feet, 18 yards out, picks the bottom left corner. Wonderfully struck. Number 5 of the season for Issa Haruna. And how much does that mean to this Orlando side? They needed that jolt of confidence. A little spike of adrenaline. A dose of hope. And that is the individual quality that they possess in wealth on this pitch tonight. Just need to unlock it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your OCB goal scored by number 38, Issa Haruna. In the 31st minute, assist on goal by number 90, Pedro Leao.
It's a good ball as well from Leao. Hit it early, saw that Micah Thomas was out of position, and he has to track back again, Thomas. Orlando finding a lot of space on that far side with how high Micah Thomas is playing at that left back spot for Crown Legacy. Orlando concentrating their attacks on the far side. through that channel. Issa Haruna, the Kumasi, Ghana native, now scoring in back-to-back matches. Oh, it's another great ball forward. Wickham is first to it, though. This looks like a completely different Orlando side from the opening few minutes. Haruna will go to work against Thomas again. Got the pass away. Screaming forward in open space is Belgadere on his right. Clipped in. Leao fighting for it. There's a bit of a force on that chipped ball through, but almost came off for Matthew Belgadere. Sent long again. Flag stays down. Kept in play. Belgadere once again. Richmond defending. The winger back in support for Crown Legacy. Cross only headed as far as Hilton, who dispossesses Richmond. Well done by Sengo Kiza there. Came off him last, though. Corner kick. Not a ton of bodies forward to aim at here. 35th minute. Orlando looking for their first lead of the night, and they've drawn something up here. And the flag will go up. Not coming off the way they'd hoped. This portion of the match is brought to you by Walt Disney World, the most magical place on Earth. Still yet to see the first booking of the night. Hasn't really merited it thus far. But as both sides try to create those one-on-one isolation scenarios, chances are we're going to see some clashes. Himes, a little nervy there, but able to get it away. Clever flick, but different wavelengths. Elsewhere in the Eastern Conference, Zidane Yanez has leveled it on the road for Huntsville against New England. So more movement atop the East. It really is going to come down to the wire. It was 2024 where I believe there was three or four teams rather, fighting for 8th place on decision day. And there were a couple different changes in that table as the evening went on from the first to the final whistle. Just so much good competition in MLS Next Pro. For those unfamiliar, decision day, September 20th this year. All Eastern Conference teams play at 2 o'clock. All Western Conference teams play at 5 o'clock. The top 8 teams at the end of the day make the playoffs. Top 4 teams get to pick their opponent. And tiebreaker number 1 is wins on the season. So anything can happen from now until then. Wickham, whoa. Well, might have given his head coach Kevin Sawchuk there some heart troubles, but able to get it away. And wouldn't this work out nicely at the other end for Crown Legacy? Here's Richmond. Wants it on that stronger left foot. Decent cross. Small's beaten to it in the sky. Koulibaly wants the 1-2. And well read by Archange. '38th minute from Osceola Heritage Park. Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. It was Adrian Mendoza back in the 6th minute for Crown Legacy before Issa Haruna had a wonderful strike of his own in the 31st to leave us where we currently stand at 1 apiece. Halftime looming large. Got a lot of great stuff to show you this weekend in our halftime show. Make sure you don't want to miss that. Subotic. Corner. Himes disagrees. He'll have to get back and ready his back line. The referee has seen something he's taken exception to. Corbin Goodyear. Nice bit of game management. Just making sure the tempers are settled, especially with all the pushing and shoving right in front of Tristan Himes. Bong trying to spin away, but it was never going to reach him. Himes wants to counter. Might be 3-on-3 here if the pass can get connected. Leao continues his run. Haruna at the back post. Sliding challenge comes in. And it comes off of Leao last. Excellent bit of defending. And of these two sides on the counterattack, Crown Legacy usually the side more willing to take a risk on the break, play quick passes, utilize their pace. Orlando have done a nice job tonight of settling the ball and moving it around when they've had their chances. Haven't looked as likely to try and spring the other direction at speed. But that's where they want the ball to be. They're back on home soil for the first time in over a month. They want to control the game, dominate the possession, and dictate the flow of the match. Wickham. Stratosphere bound. Smalls underneath it. Mbong trying to win the second and is dispossessed. Crown Legacy get it right back. Here's Smalls again. Not for very long. Belgadere. Oh, pinpoint challenge by Richmond. Stop the ball on a time. Subotic. Hugo Mbong. Magic Smalls. Wheeling away. Too much traffic. Final few minutes of the opening 45 here now. Sango Kiza. Oh, he's put some thunder under that one. Subotic trying to lift it through. Clever idea for Mendoza. The flag never came up. Himes, interestingly, backpedaling toward his goal to reset, pulling his team a little bit deeper, and this is why. Now they can use their speed, if not for the sliding challenge. William Sango Kiza once again. His 36th MLS Next Pro appearance tonight, his 32nd start. Joined on loan ahead of the 2024 campaign, was signed permanently at the end of the year. Just 20 years of age from Quito in Ecuador. Had 2 goals and 14 appearances in the top flight for America de Quito. Nice idea. Here's Hilton. Haruna again. He loves a shot from here. He's got 1 goal from there. That's a clean challenge. Haruna just taking a little too much time to make a decision. And Mbonga's on side with a convoy of purple shirts around him. How's he going to get out of this one? He'll reset for Mendoza. You can see the willingness to counter there from Crown Legacy. Just didn't have the white shirts forward in support. At least not this time around. Richmond. Everybody queuing up for the cross. Seems like there'll be a good chunk of stoppage time as well on the end of this first half. If there is to be a go-ahead goal into the locker room. Here's Belgadere. Well blocked by Sangokiza. Matthew Belgadere, you can see when he chops it on that left foot, just doesn't get it out of his feet the way he was hoping. Got a little bit stuck underneath him, and those fine margins are the difference between a blocked shot and 2-1 Orlando City B.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of added time.
It'll be 5 minutes added on. And a player down inside the goal. Whipped in. Great header off the post. Wickham may have got a fingertip to it. And somehow it's kept out by Crown Legacy. Lovely ball in from Amu Mensah. Plenty of pace on it. It's a great header toward goal. And it's just a fraction off the mark from Pedro Leao. Looking for his first goal in a little over a month. His last strike back on July 18th against Carolina Core. One of the few teams below Orlando in the table, and their regular season has some tough matchups as well, with Atlanta on decision day. But before that is Inter Miami 2 on Friday. At the bottom of the East, a big chance to pick up points there. And then Toronto, who are hot on their heels in the table the week after. Crown Legacy will try and lock up that first place spot. They take on Chicago on Friday. Back on home soil before they host Carolina Core, and then FC Cincinnati 2 on the final day of the campaign. So almost like a corner kick here with where the foul was called. But a little bit more room to swing this one in. You favor that venomous left foot of Nathan Richmond to put some serious spin on it. Himes with a strong punch. Subotic unmarked in the box, and it's over the bar. That is a big miss from Andre Subotic. 3 goals in his last 5 matches. He's got the hot foot. Decent first touch. Himes does well to make himself big and just lifts it a fraction too high. A sigh of relief for Orlando. Final 90 seconds of the first half. Still one apiece. Mendoza. Looked like a clean tackle. Referee agrees. Gomez. Quick Travella pass to Leal. Caraballo. Stopped the ball completely for a few seconds there. Charles directing traffic. Miller moves it along. One more time from Okonski. Amu Mensah with the slide rule ball. Pulled back toward Leal. Stabbed away by Neely. Smalls sees the switch once again. He's always looking for that crossfield ball towards Richmond. But just played a little bit behind him. You could see the ball slow up on the grass a bit. Just stifling the momentum. Enough for Orlando to get numbers back. Subotic. Forward for Smalls. It skips under his boot. And that will likely do it. Himes in no hurry, and that's why. All square through 45 minutes and a little bit more here in Kissimmee. 1-1 at the half between Orlando and Crown Legacy. Coming up in our halftime show, more player profiles plus the upcoming schedule and first half highlights when we return. Welcome back. We will take a look at Colorado Rapids' 2 youngest signing in club history, Nathan Chumba. But first, MLS Next Pro announces its plan to shift the league's competition calendar in 2027, aligning with Major League Soccer and top global soccer leagues. A sprint season running from February to May 2027 will be followed by the league's first full summer to spring season in 2027-28. So let's take a deeper look.
MLS Next Pro will shift its competition calendar to align with MLS and other top global leagues, beginning in 2027 with the sprint season, followed by the first full summer to spring season in 2027-2028. The sprint season will run from February to May 2027 and will carry the weight of a full MLS Next Pro season, with 14 regular season matches per team, plus playoffs and MLS Next Pro Cup. The new calendar will begin with the 2027-2028 season, kicking off in July 2027 and concluding with MLS Next Pro Cup in June 2028 with a mid-December to early February winter break. The 2027-2028 season will feature 28 matches per team, followed by playoffs and MLS Next Pro Cup. There are many benefits to the new competition calendar, including improving player movement and player development opportunities. Stay tuned for more schedule announcements in the coming months.
Hi, my name is Nathan Chumba. I play midfielder for the Colorado Rapids.
Before becoming the youngest signing in club history, Nathan Chumba got his start in the Rapids Academy.
Andrew Keeley, the academy director, came up to my dad and he was like, we want Chumba to start playing with the academy. I was like 10, 11, I was super nervous. So I started playing with the U14s and training with them. Once they told me that I was going to play with the first team, that they wanted to give me my debut, I was so nervous. I can't even explain how nervous I was.
Chumba's performances in the academy earned him a homegrown contract at just 15 years old.
I was definitely super excited and kind of relieved a little bit. It's been one of my goals for a long time to sign a homegrown, but honestly, I was just so set on the future. I was super excited, super thankful that the club, believed in me at such a young age.
Chumba was called up to the first team and made his debut in the U.S. Open Cup, a moment even he couldn't believe.
The coach didn't have to put me in. It was 1-0, important game. So when Kyle, the AT, called me over, he was like, Chumba, you're going in. Nervous. I remember being on the bench with all the fans. My heart was just beating. I was super excited as well. My family and friends were here. It means a lot to even be put on the field at that level. Really thankful for the coach for believing in me, trusting me, the club, the players. I have a lot of good memories with them. It was a great moment for me that I'm going to remember for a long time. It's a great accolade to have, to be the youngest person to debut, but honestly, I don't really think about, those things that much. The opportunity was there, I worked for them to trust me enough to give it to me. It means so much to me, it's my hometown team. I've been playing with and against the youth club for basically all my life. So to be able to say that I'm a homegrown for my hometown club, yeah, it means the world, to be honest.
On March 22nd, the Timbers called up Timbers 2 midfielder Eric Izoida ahead of their match against the LA Galaxy. Hours later, the 18-year-old academy product was named to the starting 11, making his MLS debut.
I didn't really know if I was starting or anything. I thought maybe I'd be on the bench, I'd play, but I was kind of just waiting for it. I was getting ready. I was like with my family, just chilling at home, really. I found out in the meeting right before the game, so like an hour 20 before the game. The anthem, it's always one of my favorite parts of every game. It's always, for me, that's like the crowd is engaged, everybody. It's just really cool experience. For me, just being in the stands, that's one of the parts of the game. And now being there, being on the field, doing it, it was just a really cool experience for me.
Confidence is everything in moments like these. And from the moment he walked into the locker room, Eric felt the trust of his teammates.
They were all just saying, we trust you, we believe in you, we know you're good enough for this. They were all just really positive, telling me that just to work hard out there, to not overdo it, just get into the game and just keep going. I'd say there was the first 10 minutes, I knew I had to go simple, I had to get it out. Then after 10, 15 minutes, I knew I was settling in. I made one good ball in behind, and then after that, I was good. And then second half, it took me 5, 10 minutes to get settled in again.
Maraz loses out.
And what an effort! What a moment for Eric Azoita! The 18-year-old on his MLS debut scores an absolute screamer!
In my mind, after I scored, I thought I only took 1 touch or 2 touch. I thought I just ripped it right away. It felt really good coming off the foot. In warm-ups, I had 2 really good shots as well. They both came off the post, so I was hoping it wouldn't come off the post, but it was just a really good shot. I scored, and I knew we had a little chance to get back in it, you know, and it was just a really good moment for me.
These moments come once in a lifetime, and for Eric, having his family there to see it live was priceless.
They were just really proud. They were all just asking how the game was, asking all the details. They were talking to me, telling me all the stuff, how everybody was walking up to them. Everybody was saying congratulations, and even though after the loss, everybody was really happy for me. They were asking how they get our seats and how they know where we were, and I think my brother told them where they were at, and they were just really, they didn't even know they were on camera, so it was really surprising for them.
Eric's dream of making his debut has now become a reality.
I'm really grateful for all the coaches, for all they've done. They've all done a lot for me and everybody else who's on the second team and the first team. And it's really cool seeing the talents coming out of the academy right now too.
Now, he's focused on everything that comes after it.
For me, it's to obviously break into the first team fully, hopefully get regular minutes. Those are my goals. That's one of my goals. Also getting called into the national team, keep getting called in, and then just up from there.
Awesome stuff. All right, 1-1 here between Orlando and Crown Legacy. We will take a look at some of the recent results in MLS Next Pro. The sun beginning to set here, but the action heating up in the second half, coming your way in just a little bit. Chattanooga with a 5-piece last night against Carolina. Alex Krell getting a hat trick. New York Red Bulls, too, with a come-from-behind victory as well. North Texas, the 2024 champions, had to go to 8 rounds of penalty kicks against St. Louis City 2 as Toronto pick up a massive 3 points over NYC FC 2. As for the upcoming schedule in MLS Next Pro, we are down to the wire. Starts with Tuesday, Inter Miami 2 against NYC FC 2 at 7:30 Eastern. And then a full slate on Friday. Orlando will travel a little bit down 95 to take on Inter Miami 2. And Crown Legacy will return home to host Chicago. All of these matches and more available for free on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. So 45 minutes down here at Osceola Heritage Park, and the scoring got started early, just 6 minutes in. The halftime highlights coming your way. Magic Smalls plays a good ball in, and then Andre Subotic off the post, but danger still present and able to capitalize. Adrian Mendoza. What a curler. Take a bow, young man. Excellent finish. 1-0 visitors. Just a few minutes gone. Fast forward, though. Later in that first half, Orlando started to put the pieces together. Able to create some really good looks going the other way. And it resulted in a goal in the 31st minute. Asa Haruna scoring in back-to-back matches with a lovely finish on the left foot into the far post. All square with a quarter of an hour to go. It was back and forth, but in the end, still 1-1 between Orlando and Crown Legacy. For now, we'll step aside one more time, second half, when we return.
be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Just about time for this second half to get underway. Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. If you're just joining us, Orlando will be on the left side of your screen in the purple, Crown Legacy on the right in the white. Cooling down just a little bit here in Kissimmee, which is a bit of an oxymoron when it comes to playing soccer in Florida. Not really such thing as a cool evening, especially in August, but nice enough for the beautiful game, that's for sure. Especially with the high-octane offense that Crown Legacy likes to play. They have been forced a little bit to slow things down on the counter. Just pick and choose their moments. Whereas Orlando have done a nice job of maintaining possession and winning the second ball, especially after conceding the early goal. They cannot be eliminated tonight, but they could really use 3 points to close the gap. They are 4 back coming into the evening. Remember, if this match results in a tie in regulation, both teams will go directly to a PK shootout, best of 5. Winner gets 1 additional point. And with all of that fresh in the memory, we are ready to go once again. It'll be Hugo Mbong of Crown Legacy to get us underway, and now does so. A little bit of the hesitation there. You see that sometimes with players nowadays, but not a whole lot tactically going on there. Oftentimes, as we saw Orlando do, kick the ball down to the corner flag, just so that way they can pin the opponents back in their own half, try and force a turnover in a promising spot. And Orlando do force a turnover here. Good look at goal. It's 2-1. Less than a minute into the second half, Orlando roars ahead. It's Matthew Belgadere with the toe poke and the drive to finish it off by himself. The youngest player in club history to sign a first-team contract. And a spark in his step to begin the second 45. Well, Orlando were caught napping to start this game. They have returned the favor in the second half for Crown Legacy. Got to be one of the quickest goals from the restart they've had this season.
OCB goal scored by number 66, Matthew Belgadier, in the 46th minute.
And a round of applause more than fitting for the 16-year-old Orlando native. And now Orlando brimming with confidence. Here's Caraballo into the box, trying to go it himself. Oh, what a finish! And what a start to the second half! 2 goals in 3 minutes. Gustavo Caraballo with the lovely chip on the doorstep. It just gets better and better for Orlando. How about the composure to pick that out? Being closed down at the near post by Jaheim Wickham and somehow squeezes it through. And the question on the minds of Crown Legacy is, what on earth just happened? Well, that is how quickly things can change. And whatever head coach Eddie Wilding said in the locker room at halftime, it's worked wonders immediately to dazzling effect. Gustavo Caraballo is, in fact, the youngest player in club history to sign a first-team contract. Back on Pi Day, March 14th of 2025, was 16 years, 198 days at the time. His dad played professionally in Venezuela. He himself scored a brace in last year's Generation Adidas Cup final, was named the tournament MVP. Now his 5th goal in 2026 in MLS Next Pro. And how about the reaction from the Orlando crowd? Ready to go once again, if not for the offside flag. So now Crown Legacy have to find a way back. Not a position they have found themselves in often this year. Very rarely do they concede more than 1 in a match. The third meeting this season between these two sides. Both of them went to penalty kicks. Both of them won by Crown Legacy. Wow. Well, there is never a dull moment in MLS Next Pro. That is for certain. And Haruna now charging forward. And again, nobody closing him down. He's got Caraballo to his right and will pick him out. Caraballo once again looking for goal. and a little bit cheeky in the end, whether it was a cross or a shot. Take another look at the goal he just scored a few minutes ago. And watch his movement here. Watch his look to the left there. Sees that nobody's with him, and then that touch back in front to set himself is so clever. He scans the box, doesn't see anyone with him, and then is able to take a finish that is very difficult. And that sort of play is exactly why he earned his contract last year. So difficult to do, but he makes it look effortless. And how many times did we see that in the first half where players were not picking their head up before they had a cross in? There wasn't a runner on in the box or nobody crashing the near post. And this time, Gustavo Caraballo picks his head up, sees that he has to go it alone, and sets himself up for success. From down a goal inside 6 minutes to 2 up 3 minutes into the second half. Crown Legacy not going to put as many numbers forward this time around. Richmond, a lot of hang time on this one. Headed in by Neely and away from the top of the 6. Koulibaly to settle. Good find by Neely out to Richmond. Decent ball in, flicked on toward the back post, and it's off the frame of the goal. And it's crept in. Well, it was a scramble there. Himes was looping for it. And it does come off of him last and over the line. Everyone froze there for a moment, but it's Crown Legacy that have pulled one back. Well, there is the response that Crown Legacy we're hoping for. It comes off of Ignacio Gomez last officially. Almost looked like the ball was headed wide before it crept over the line. And now Orlando sees their lead reduced to 1. Belgadere chopping it back, still going, wanted a foul, not going to get it. No call the other way. Miller goes over, and this will be a whistle. Still yet to see our first yellow card, and that trend will continue. Well, no shortage of goals to start this second half, that's for certain. Elsewhere in the East, Huntsville have taken their first lead on the night. Jordan Knight from Charlemagne-Prunet for Huntsville over New England. 2-1 in that match. This portion of the match is brought to you by your Central Florida Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional offers. Sent in toward the near post. Solid header to the top of the key. Here's Gomez, always rising. Ignacio Gomez is credited with the own goal at the 54th minute. Trying to avenge the scoreline at the other end. It's a decent hit. Here's Haruna. Plays it behind the man. And it was nearly on for the second runner, if not for nearly intercepting. Mendoza now. Mbong trying to scamper away. Tough angle this. Does have the shot in the locker and it's deflected. Starting to see this game get really stretched out now. Just needs a little bit of poise. And now a chance for Orlando to reset. Caraballo will stretch out. His first goal for the club since May 10th versus Atlanta United 2. What a finish from somebody who hasn't had one in a long time. Love that sort of confidence to hit it. That's a great ball forward for Amu Mensah. But first to it is Koulibaly. Interesting decision to play that one back. Wickham hasn't got it all the way clear. Haruna squaring it. This is Justin Hilton now. It's very odd by Bayo Koulibaly to play that back to his goalkeeper from that tight of an angle. Forced Wickham into a really tough spot there. It's one of the fundamentals of getting the ball clear is to not play through the middle because it's so risky with often so little reward. Caraballo. Great one-time ball for Haruna. Shingard went flying. I'll have to go pick it up. Awkward height for Neely to head it. Got enough on it. Gomez again with the Trivella pass. Haruna try to cut it back on that first touch, and Thomas wins the duel this time around. You saw in that first half how much space Issa Haruna had on that right side with the tendency of Micah Thomas to step forward. It looks like he's dropped back a little bit now, especially after that third goal down the right-hand side. And Coach Kevin Sonchek just making a few adjustments. Crown Legacy have only lost 4 matches all year. Half hour to go. No telling how this one's going to finish. Amu Mensah. Haruna. Caraballo. Haruna again. Amu Mensah's found the half space, pulling it back and wide open for Leao, who's skied it. Head in hand from the Flamengo Academy product. One that he will want back sorely. He might get one back. Put some pressure on there. Wickham able to get it away. Great idea. Heim's going to stay on his line. Big time challenge. And it's a goal kick. Excellent bit of play from Landon Okonski. Celebrated his 18th birthday just 10 days ago. Landon Okonski, Orlando native, who scored his first professional goal a little bit earlier this month against CT United. Richmond trying to wriggle free. You can hear the shouts from the Crown Legacy sideline. They wanted a foul there. Still no yellow cards. Amu Mensah not closed down again. Crown Legacy continuing to backpedal. You wonder why no one is stepping. Here's Belgadere. Wants his second. Nearly fell to Amu Mensah. Caraballo. A wealth of options to aim at. Great ball from Miller. First time ball, not quite there. That's probably why Crown Legacy haven't stepped up, as the flag will go up at the other end. It's because Orlando, when they get in and around the box, that zone 14 area, that's when they like to make those quick 1-2 passes. First time ball. And so if a defender steps up out of position, that can lead to some space in behind. And Coach Kevin Sonchek will make a triple change. Adrian Mendoza comes out for Sebastian Ventura in midfield. Andre Subotic as well in the center of the park, to be replaced by Daniel Longo. The final change on the left wing is Magic Smalls will take his seat. And on in his stead is Brian Romero. Haruna easily shakes off Thomas. Same can't be said for Koulibaly. Romero already into the action. Almost had a look there. And now Romero intercepting. Leaves it behind. Ventura for Longo. All three subs connecting there. It's exactly the impact that head coach Kevin Sonchek was looking for, I'd imagine. And it comes from a poor error at the back by Amu Mensah, just toe poking it, not enough on it. We saw a lot of those in the first half for Orlando, but they've cleaned it up since then, trying to play out from the back. Richmond nearly got it right back from Mbong. Now Leao. Here's Ventura. Hugo Mbong lost his footing, kept it alive. Koulibaly. Romero. Along the turf. Oh, lovely idea. One more time by Longo. Richmond onto it, and a heavy touch. Sees it sent away. Thomas. Sent in, brought down. Now Crown Legacy seeing a lot more of the ball in the final third. This portion of the match is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Big sliding challenge. Looked like the ball was won cleanly. It was Nolan Miller making the decision to go to ground. It was outside the area, it looks like. But still definitely a big-time call there looked to have nailed the timing. Huntsville now up 3-1 over New England. Elsewhere in the East, Edan Yanez has his second goal. Charles-Emile Prunet with his second assist. And New England, who spent a large part of this year in the top few spots in the East, on a little bit of a downward slide. Orlando on their own slide coming into tonight, and they have really rallied here. It's been a great watch thus far, trying to turn it around before it's too late. And 3 points tonight puts them right back in the conversation. Absolutely no question. They are well and truly still in the fight. Ayao doesn't get a second bite at it. Ventura chopped up. '68th minute from Osceola Heritage Park. Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Action doesn't stop here. In about an hour's time, Royal Monarchs will take on the Tacoma Defiance, and at 10:30 Eastern, San Jose will face off against LAFC2. Both of those matches available for free on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Thomas has sprung Romero to the byline. Amu Mensah, nice little move to get the separation, and Thomas is out of position again. Had to make that challenge just to give his side a chance to regroup. So after a crazy, frantic, hectic, all-out wild start to the second half, it has calmed down quite a bit. Whether it's tired legs or the heat, or a change in philosophy, take your pick. Thomas is called for a foul again. Players stayed down. Orlando will soldier on. Hilton. Miller. Head coach Eddie Wilding pushing his side forward. Belvedere taking it down. Belvedere, one of a number of youth products to really succeed this year, and that's what head coach Eddie Wilding said it's all about. We are a club that believes in its young players, its own players, and we want to push them to compete regardless of the opponent or the moment. Was previously the coach of the Academy U18s before being appointed as the head coach of Orlando City B in April. Had a 24-1-3 record in MLS Next last season. That is incredible. And a fantastic guy to talk to as well. Always willing to take a few moments to answer some questions and share the stories of what makes his team so special. Little less than 20 minutes left in this one. Are there more goals to be had, or will Orlando finally get the last laugh against Crown Legacy this season? They met at the beginning of May right here at Osceola Heritage Park. It was a 94th minute equalizer that sent that game to PKs. Here's Hugo Mbong to equalize in front, and on it is Himes. Two teams met again at the start of July on Crown Legacy's turf. Goals just 3 minutes apart. Fasa Bershimas in the 66th before being canceled out by Dylan Judelson in the 69th. Crown Legacy winning that one on PKs too. In fact, Orlando went 3 for 3 to start their PK shootouts this year. Since then, they've gone 1 for 4. And those are crucial points because, of course, they're only 4 points back from the playoff line. How different things could be. A chance to right those wrongs tonight. Wickham. Forced long again. Bong has been kept quiet tonight. Wins a good knockdown. Romero's touch too heavy. Koulibaly being directed to switch it. Instead, it'll be Johnson to send it along. Sengo Kiza on its way with Richmond. Feels for the flag, and it goes up straight away against Daniel Longo. Like Jaheim Wickham himself, a Ontario native, played his college ball with UNC Greensboro. Helped lead them to a 2024 regular season title. He came off the bench back in the 63rd minute. Crown Legacy still have 2 more changes available. Orlando yet to make their first. And looks like right on cue, it'll be a couple players entering the match for the hosts. Koulibaly. Big swing. Overhit it. And now the subs will enter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 substitutions for Orlando City B in the 70th.
It'll be a double change. Gustavo Caraballo, the most recent goal, coming off.
He's replaced by
Hector
number 63,
Aguirre
Hector Aguirre.
will come on, and some lovely support for him. Nolan Miller as well at center back will be replaced by Nicolas Lecheiras.
He's replaced by number 58, Nicolas Lecheiras.
Fifth appearance of the season for Hector Aguirre. Looking for his first goal contribution. Sliding challenge in the box. Referee waved it off. Says corner kick. It was Sebastian Ventura vying for it at the byline. And a confirmation of a change as well for Crown Legacy. Their fourth, Daniel Brown, will replace Nathan Richmond up top. So Hugo Mbong is now the lone player of that front three still in the match. That started the evening for the visitors. Sent in, punched away. Well done by Himes. Crown Legacy looking to pull level for the first time since the 46th minute. They had the lead for 25 minutes in the first half. Plenty of white shirts forward at the back post. It's allowed to drop. And headed wide off a tricky bounce. Visit experiencekissimmee.com and find a world of vacation fun in the big, bold heart of Florida. Orlando trying to hang on. Clipped forward by Aguirre. He's continued his run. Haruna calling for it and said the shot is skied. There's Matthew Belgadier having a go. Why not? Already on a goal. Another case of player just leaning back as they go to strike it. That one a bit forced for Mbong. Just enough for him not to chase that down. Ventura, though, with fresh legs and a full head of steam, put the pressure on. Brought down beautifully by Sengo Kiza. Haruna. Just looks so confident on the ball, Issa Haruna. Tied to his foot on a string. So clever, shifting his balance and his movement and just effortless change of direction. Himself, a college teammate of Daniel Longo of Crown Legacy at UNC Greensboro. Amu Mensah went down and Thomas lost the ball. Romero. And again, it comes off Thomas last. Good ball forward, early cross, all the way to the back post. It's Romero off the post. Longo on the follow-up, blocked in front. Oh, what a chance. Romero onto his right. It's a decent effort. He's so close in the end. Must be at least the third or fourth time tonight the woodwork has been struck by Crown Legacy. And it will be now the first yellow card for Tristan Himes, delaying the restart. It's his second of the season. Had to wait till the 83rd minute for our first booking. Gomez dispossessed. Koulibaly. Mbong. Back for Hugo Mbong, who leaves it behind. Romero carrying it forward. On his right once again. Deflected for Ventura. Cruyff turn away. Koulibaly sizing it up, but was a good 35 yards out. Poke to the byline. Plenty of bodies there. Toward Ventura. Still alive. Thomas can't settle. And now Romero spinning away. Koulibaly stretching for it. Pinballing around, and Himes will let it roll under the sole of his left boot. He sliced under that one. Way short of where he was hoping to aim it. Referee counting it down. Alba Mensa has to throw it quickly. Stayed in bounds. Koulibaly wins it. Longo mishit it. Kept it alive, though. Here's Ventura from range. Stings the palms of Himes, but not much more. Aguirre giving chase. Wickham with the big first touch. 85th minute now. Do Crown Legacy have one more in them? Or can Orlando hang on and close the gap? Intercepted by Longo. He's got 3 assists this year. Halfway decent ball in. Hasn't scored yet for Crown Legacy FC. What a time it would be to get his first. Koulibaly. A final change for Crown Legacy and a couple more as well waiting for Orlando in the wings. Thomas. Ventura spinning away off the crossbar. Unbelievable. How unlucky have Crown Legacy been tonight? They've struck the frame again. It's a great touch out of his feet. Himes does well to close him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 substitutes.
And Ventura goes all power. The placement left lacking.
Is number 72,
As
Landon
Himes is
Okonski.
down.
He's replaced by number 36, Titus Sandy Jr. Also leading the game is number 66, Matthew
Titus Sandy
Belvedere.
Jr. comes in at the back
He's replaced by number 51,
for Landon Okonski.
Freddie Kendall.
Matthew Belvedere, the 16-year-old, Orlando native. Take it off up top for the U17 Academy player, Brady Kendall.
And we also have the final
As Michael
substitution
Ayovi
for
will be the
Crown
final
Legacy
change
FC in the 86th
at
minute.
left back
Leaving the game is number 24,
for
Thomas.
Micah Thomas.
He's replaced by number 74, Michael Ayovi.
A little bit of a change here as Ayovi is in fact a forward. Head coach Kevin Sawchek might be shifting to a back three, or just trying to get as many bodies forward as he can. Himes is still down, trying to take as much time as he can. Orlando do have one more change, should they choose to use it. Juan Rojas is available as the backup goalkeeper tonight. He's made 6 appearances so far this season. He's got over 100 in the last couple of years at the Orlando City Academy. Looks like Himes will continue. It looks like Crown Legacy will shift their shape a little bit. Aguirre has stepped up in the press with Leao for Orlando to capitalize on any loose balls the other direction. Orlando on the cusp of turning around a 5-game losing skid. It would be their first win since a road victory on July 12th against FC Cincinnati 2. It would be just the 5th loss of the season for Crown Legacy. 90th minute. Everybody up for it. Towards Ventura, flick on header. Not enough power. Himes holds. Listening intently to the countdown from the referee. Wickham wanted to go quickly. Orlando will make one final change.
We have correction on the substitutions for Orlando City B. They are now occurring in the 90th minute. Leaving the game is number 38, Issa Haruna.
It was the double change we mentioned a little bit earlier. Brady Kendall will come in for Matthew Belgadere.
Also leaving the game is number 66, Matthew
Issa Haruna is off.
He's replaced by number 51, Brady
And Titus Sandy Jr., the defender, will come on in his place.
has indicated that there will be a minimum
5 minutes added on.
time.
An extra forward on for the visitors, an extra defender on for the hosts. Final few rolls of the dice. And a frustration push in the back by Ayovi. Orlando didn't have it for very long. That was likely by design. A 5-goal thriller here in Kissimmee. The last word yet to be written. Good first time ball in. Ventura trying to knock it back down. Orlando will carry the other way. Aguirre turning on the afterburners. Battling with Johnson, who got there first. Mensa down for Aguirre. And now Wickham will come all the way out. 2 minutes of the 5 down for Crown Legacy. Creative pass in for Ventura. So Konski, who dispossessed him. Everybody waiting for the cross. Longo will send it on its way. Ayovi's first header, not a strong one. And now Aguirre, the nice little push and go. Not once, but twice. And gets the call. There'll be a yellow card as well for Andrew Johnson. That's his third of the campaign. Well done by the substitute.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card
Smart
has
bit of
been
soccer.
issued to Crown Legacy FC number 34, Andrew Johnson, in added time.
So with the win, Orlando stay at 11th on 38 points. Huntsville have won against New England. They're on 10th rather, with 38. New York and Chicago in 8th and 9th on 39 points. That is 1 point separating 4 sides in the playoff places. And then New England and Atlanta with 42, just a win in front of that. CT United 43, Red Bull New York 2 44, even Columbus with 45, all within reach. It is going to be an awesome September in the Eastern Conference in MLS Next Pro. Sent in, Ventura, not enough. Crown Legacy might just get one more chance. They've got to win it back quick. Wickham will catch it. They've got to get it forward. Here's Jack Neely. Everybody up. Sent long. Ayovi gonna get there. Toe poke back in no man's land. And that does it. Orlando, hang on. A scrappy performance. And they've scraped together 3 points when it matters most.
The final score.
5 straight losses turned around as tonight's man of the match, presented by Adidas, is awarded to Gustavo Caraballo with the match winner. And what a fantastic piece of individual excellence it was. Tucked away in the 48th minute. Crown Legacy would pull one back, but it would not be enough. The top of the East toppled in Kissimmee. Orlando City B victorious by a scoreline of 3-2. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Philip Galati. Once again, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night from Florida.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.